So, in a world full of Robert Picardos, um, other Star Trek individual, or George Takei, oh my, B. William Shatner. The guy seems to be pretty well-rounded. He'll have, I've seen opinions that he's had that I obviously generally disagree with, but for the most part, he seems to be well-rounded. He'll attack one side, he'll attack the other. He doesn't seem to be, he's more in the middle. So he comes out, unlike his Robert Picardo, who, oh my God, Elon Musk is a Nazi. We have William Shatner here, good old Bill, being the voice of reason. Star Trek legend, and he is. The dude's like 93 years old. He doesn't look, he looks like he's, what, in his 60s maybe? It's insane. Star Trek legend William Shatner mocks the idea of Elon Musk having made a Nazi salute, claiming outrage mob trying to clutch their proverbial pearls. I mean, yeah. So I said in the last video about this, if you have someone who's autistic, I have a cousin, his name is Matthew, he's autistic. Autistic people do some weird crap. If you don't have anyone close to you, just look at someone like Chris Chan, the dude who had sex with his mother, his dementia-ridden elderly mother. Okay? So autism is like a spectrum, and some people do some really weird crap, like Chris Chan. Other people, like my cousin, when I was like, I think it was like 13, he was 7 or 8 or something like that. But he would be in like the little office area where they had their computer, and he was, back then it was WWF, but he was looking at like I think it was like the official WWF site, but I'd go in there and he'd cover up the screen like he was looking at porn. Really smart kid, but he was very hyper and very weird. People with autism do weird things. People with autism do things before they think about the repercussions of what they're doing. So if a guy comes out enthusiastically and says, "My heart goes out to you," he's doing it before he thinks about it. But he has autism. He's out in a crowd cheering him on. He's in the inauguration of someone who he likes, and people are like, "Oh, well, because he's associated with Trump, we're just going to label him as a Nazi now," even though he has autism and he didn't think about what he was doing before he did it, and he just did, "My heart goes out to you." So people, especially on that side that claims about mental illness and, oh yeah, well, they sure feel the need to jump down this dude's throat just because he's associated with Trump. Anyway, all week the left has been hyperventilating, calling Elon Musk a Nazi. And now William Shatner, famous for his role of James Tiberius Kirk, one of the best captains of the Starship Enterprise, apart from, Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard. But yeah, this dude, James Tiberius Kirk, one of the most legendary characters of any fiction in human history, has pushed back, mocking the idea, while the mainstream media and several celebrities, including Star Trek Voyagers, Robert Picardo, are trying to spin a narrative that Elon Musk threw a Nazi salute to the in the air after the Donald Trump inauguration. William Shatner has again proven the voice of sanity by taking to Twitter to mock the idea. Elon Musk famously said, "I just want to thank you for making it happen. My heart goes out to you." See, I've outright said, while mocking the people who just use Nazi as an insult, I've said, well, if I'm a Nazi, then Heil fucking Hitler, bitch. I've done that. So if people are like, "Oh, I bet you won't," Heil fucking Hitler, bitch. I don't care. The dude has autism. He was extremely excited, and he did things before he thought about the repercussions. Simple as that. But no, of course, because he's associated with Trump, they've got to pick it apart and like, "Oh my God, Of course, these are the same morons who think this is a white supremacy symbol. This is A-OK, and it's been A-OK for ages until some freaking trolls online wanted to prove a point and show that the media will take something like this and claim that it's a right-wing extremist symbol. You know, white supremacy symbol. So thank you for proving the point. But in a speech after the inauguration, where he placed his hand over his heart and the gestured as he was sending his love to the crowd, the mainstream media ran with this to attack Musk in a ridiculous fashion. William Shatner first mentioned the gesture on Twitter when one of his fans asked him if he would be taking a trip to Mars with Elon Musk. Shatner responded, emphasis on with, but I hear he's too busy these days throwing his arms up in the air. Shatner then quote tweeted one of his replies to his joke. Someone showed Shatner making the same palm open gesture with a microphone with a microphone Elon did with open palm with a microphone Elon Musk did. He mocked the idea of it being a Nazi gesture, saying, "See, exactly. He's such an Uber fan. He needs to copy everything I do." Hashtags. Psychopath. I love William Shatner, man. This man is a national treasure. I mean, the whole idea is ridiculous. These people have such hatred towards Trump that, you know, even think something like Tim Walz has done it, other Democrats have done it, but no, that's perfectly fine. But the minute someone associated with Trump does it, suddenly it's a Nazi salute. Again, these are the same people who can't define what a woman is. These are the same people who think that this is a white supremacy symbol. What more do you expect from them? Clearly, the college-educated individuals are the most ignorant. It's insane. Musk replied to Shatner's post with a laughing emoji, signaling that both men understood how ridiculous the hyperventilating is by the mainstream media in Hollywood. One of Shatner's fans asked him to clarify if it was a show of support for Elon Musk, to which Shatner once again showed his rationality. That is I don't believe he was performing a gesture associated with hate post. Again, like, this dude is what they would call based. He attacks one side, he attacks the other. Clearly, he's a voice of reason. When you have Robert Picardo and George Takei and people like that, oh, Donald Trump, evil man. Elon Musk, evil man. This dude's like, no, the dude's not a Nazi. I know what Nazis look like, and he's not one of them. I mean, again, 93 years old. So, yeah, well there during World War II. How old? Hang on. Yeah, I had to look up his age again. Yeah, World War II. He was like 14 years old. So he knew full well what Nazis were. So he can say, yeah, this dude is not a freaking Nazi. You want to know what Nazis do? They suppress free speech. They go after their political opponents. Everything the left is actually doing. So remind us who the Nazis are again? During COVID, remember what people did during World War II, and they were ratting out their neighbors and all that. What was the left doing during COVID? They were ratting out their neighbors, all because of, oh no, they're not standing 6 feet apart. Oh no, my neighbor's having a barbecue in his backyard. They were ratting them out. But who are the Nazis again? So this dude is showing clearly that this whole thing with Musk is it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. In a now deleted post, he once again outlined how ridiculous the outrage is. Yes, I saw the image. He does himself no favors at times trying to joke, but I still do not believe the original gesture was made maliciously. I think people who have a need to find something to complain about will look for anything to clutch their proverbial pearls at. Yeah. And again, if Musk wasn't associated with Elon, with Trump, and he did that over at, say, maybe a Biden inauguration or a Kamala inauguration, and he did the same thing, everyone would be like, "Oh my god!" But because he's associated with Trump, he's automatically labeled a Nazi because these people are so uneducated that they can't think of anything else. Instead, you're just a phobus and ism and a Nazi, far right extremist, and blah blah blah. Ironic coming from the people who boast about being college educated. This seems to be the case ever since the Donald Trump inauguration, as the left scrambles to find more to be outraged at during the president's first week in office. Also, the people were like, "Oh, how are you guys enjoying your eggs? You know, lower priced eggs." He's only been in office for a week. There's more pressing matters to take care of than reducing the price, and you know, even then, it's going to take a little while. Once again, showing that people don't know how the economy works. He's not going to be like, "I'm going to sign this document right here, and as soon as I sign it, the minute I sign it, it sweeps the nation, a wave goes out, and all the prices are coming down." No, it takes some time. It takes time. These people were like, oh, looks like Donald Trump didn't get egg prices down in day one like he said. Did you ever think he signed the necessary things to allow it to come down over time? Did you think of that? Or you're just looking for a reason to just, you know, divulge and indulge in your severe TDS? It's not going to be a day one thing, smart one. Again, people who claim to be college educated. William Shatner, being Jewish, has having to be a voice of reason on the topic, is something his fellow Star Trek, Jewish, who was around during World War II. Oh, that's right. What was World War II? Who was being rounded up? Oh, that's right. And you have a Jewish man like, no, this man is not a Nazi. Voice of reason on the topic is something his fellow Star Trek actors and Hollywood stars might want to take note of, as their behavior and hyperventilating over nothing is a large part of why the country turned against the left in the first place. Yeah. Shatner also famously made a similar salute in the Star Trek episode Mirror Mirror, where he played an alternate tyrannical version of Captain Kirk, working on behalf of the Terran Empire. While the actor may not be able to stop the outrage and pearl clutching online, he's done the world a service by breaking the typical, Hollywood reactionary nonsense and speaking the truth. Yeah, the dude is just, like I said, even if he says something I don't agree with, it's like, oh, he said something I don't agree with. I'm just not gonna watch any of his movies anymore, and I'm blocking. No. He says things I like. He says, and that's a great thing about being human. It's like an asshole. Everyone's got one. So the people online who act like children, like, oh, I'm gonna block you and this. So yeah, he says things I don't like. It's like with like Johnny Depp, you know, when he said, "Oh, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president?" You know, I'm not going to let that one comment skew how I think about Johnny Depp. I think he's a great actor. I think that he's done so much good, you know, between like the children's hospitals and taking time, you know, to. So I'm not going to let a stupid comment like that skew how like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that about Donald Trump. I'm never watching any. No, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. That's fucking stupid. But William Shatner, the voice of reason here, the voice of reason, a man who is Jewish, who was around during World War II, outright said, no, this dude is not a Nazi. And anyone who thinks that is stupid. But, again, Elon Musk has autism. Autism is a mental thing. And some people, a lot of times, they do things before they think about it. So when he says, my heart goes out to you, and he does it enthusiastically, he's just doing it before he thinks about it. He's not thinking, I better do it a certain other way because people might misconstrue. No, he's just so in the moment that he's not thinking about it. Again, my cousin would cover the screen up when he was looking at a wrestling site, you know, thinking like, oh no, you can't see what I'm doing. You know, Christian had sex with his mother. So autism is a wide spectrum. Some people do weird crap. Some people, you know, like Musk, will do things before they think about the repercussions. And for the side that says to be that we need to be more tolerant of mental illness and stuff like that, they sure are being a lot of intolerant pricks, aren't they? All because he's associated with Donald Trump. So, anyway, William Shatner, man of voice, man of reason, legendary actor, and handling everything with style and humor. The fact that he's saying, he's such an Uber fan, he has to copy everything I do. I mean, this is what you want from a Hollywood actor, not someone who sits there and preaches this. This is what you want. A man who has voices for both sides and sees something like this and be like, looks like he's copying me. So, thank you, William Shatner. Thank you. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.